Okay, ZZR back. I hate the sound of the exhaust on this bike. I know it has more potential, and I don't want to change the pipes because I actually kind of like the look of the stock pipes. I don't like all that gaudy carbon fiber after style look and all the other stuff that I've really seen on the other exhausts, but I've had plenty of bikes where the stock exhaust was actually fairly good if you drilled. You know, a lot of other bikes you can take the baffles out. This has restrictor plates in it. So today we're going to drill the restrictor plates. We're going to go down. Let me show you what it takes to drill these restrictor plates. I absolutely hate when you guys take off these rivets around here and you pull this out and then you drill a bunch of holes right here. It's so unnecessary and it makes it poppy and weird. Don't do that. Don't. There's a restrictor plate straight down this tube. You just have to have a drill head long enough to reach it, and the size of the hole you drill is what's going to make the sound, obviously the tone that comes out of the pipe. The bigger the tone, the more throat it's going to have. So the smaller the hole, the more zingy it's going to be, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to start this up and give you an idea what it sounds like stock. There we go. It's not the worst sound in the world, but it's very quiet, and when you're under heavy power it just sounds very zingy. It's got a very zingy noise to it, you know. I'm not a fan of that zingy. Sorry guys, I really haven't let it warm up too much. But you know, that's 4,000 RPMs. It doesn't even sound that loud. But you hear how it gets zingy on the top end? Zing, zing, zing. I don't want that zing. That's that restrictor plate in there, causing it to channel the air back and forth, back and forth. So now you hear what it sounds like stock. Let's drill that sucker, and then we'll show you what it sounds like afterwards. Let's go to the store. Alright, what's up? So backing up, we're gonna head down to Ace, and the reason why is this drill is actually, this bit is actually too short, and this is the size of the hole I want to drill. My ZZR600, I drilled the same hole with the same head last time, and that was what, 2014? I used this same one to drill, and it had a very good sound. So the restrictor plates are not, it doesn't take much to get through them, just so you're aware. It really doesn't take much to get through the restrictor plate. You just got to make sure you have a decent head on this, and you want to oil this head. So put a little oil on there before you start the drilling on this thing. But this unfortunately is just a tad bit too short. So we're gonna either go down and see if I can get an extension for this, or we'll let this guy go. We're gonna go down and see if we can get an extension for this, or if I have to buy a longer bit. So that's what I'll do. So either way, we're gonna find out what happens here. And because this is very long, as you can see, this is about over a foot. It's either a foot or a little over a foot. So it takes a long one to get down there. So I'll measure this and tell you guys exactly how deep this one is. But I know that it's about an inch too short to actually get to the restrictor plate and drill through it comfortably. Now I'm not sure how many plates are behind it, so what I want to do is extend this as long as I can, because if there's a number of plates behind it, I want to drill through all of them. I don't want to just drill through one if it has multiple plates, because the idea is not to channel the exhaust back and forth, back and forth. You want kind of a straight, as much of a straight shot as you can. It'll definitely change the tone of your exhaust. So if you think it won't, I promise you it'll definitely change the way your stock exhaust sounds. So got my drill here, just so I can kind of show them what we're doing here. So let's go down to Ace and see if we can either get an extension for this, or we've got to buy a longer drill, which I'm not against. I'm sure it's going to be a little costly, but we'll see what happens. Well, fortunately it looks like I'm going to ruin a $20 bit today, because the only one they had long enough is a wood bit. So we're just going to have to oil this thing up. It's also a little smaller than I wanted to, but we'll start with a small hole and work our way up. If I don't like the sound it makes, then I'll order the actual drill bit that I need. But as you can see, this one is considerably longer than the one I had. It's just a little, it's not quite nearly as thick. So ideally we'll start small, we'll kind of work our way up. I am definitely going to end up ruining this drill bit today, though, I can tell you that. Unfortunately, they don't have a very, Ace Hardware does not have a very good selection of drill bits, so that's all I have to say about that. I guess if you want anything awesome, you don't go to Ace anymore, you go to Home Depot or Harbor Freight or something like that. because this is kind of a joke that they don't have any long metal bits. The longest metal bit they had there was like this, and then they had concrete bits, which obviously aren't going to do what we need them to do. It's got to be sharp, so I'm going to be oiling this thing. I'm going to be dipping the head in oil. I'm going to be taking it out, oiling, putting it back in, take it out, oil, put it back in, take it out, oil, just to keep this sharp enough to do the job that we need today. Depending on how it sounds with one hole, if I don't like it, I'll puncture a few more holes, but let's just drill one in each side and see where we stand, see if it makes it a little bit louder. It's not the biggest hole to be pushing exhaust through. I would have definitely liked a hole at least like this, because that's kind of small. I'm thinking it's going to get a little zingy and poppy, but we'll see. Like I said, if I don't like it, I'll drill a couple next to each other. We'll do a little tripod of them, see where we stand then, and see if it's the sound resonance that I'm looking for. That's what I want. So let's go drill this thing. Oh boy. Alrighty guys, let's do this. So you can see how long this drill bit is. It's pretty long. We're gonna try to stick this right in the middle, like so. Okay. I'm gonna take my little flashlight here. We're gonna look down the end of this. I'm gonna try to center this as much as possible. If I can get it in there. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's check the sound. Now that we've drilled a small hole, if we have to, we'll add 2 holes and see where we stand. Alrighty guys, this is with 2 holes drilled on each side. It's a lot louder. It sounds a lot better. Still a little zingy. I'd like to make the holes bigger. At some point I'll get a bigger drill bit, but it definitely sounds a lot better. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this, but let's see. Can you see the holes? Let's see if I can look down there. No? There they are. There's 1, 2. See both the holes that I drilled down there somehow? Try to hold it steady. There you go. It's a little harder to zoom in on this side, but you can see that hole down there. There you go. So I did the same thing, both sides. Drilled through both holes. If I can get it to center, there's 1. So like I said, I think preferably this bike would probably like 3 holes at least if I'm gonna make them that small. So I'll probably do 1 more at the bottom. So I did 2 across, I'll do 1 more on the bottom on each side, and then I think it'll have the sound I'm pretty much looking for. If not, like I said, I can always burrow the hole bigger. But right now it's a lot louder. You can actually hear the bike now. It sounds better. So unfortunately now this bit is trashed. So one-time use. That's it. It's just a little louder now. That's all I was looking for.